Hey everyone, welcome to Making Sense. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I really do appreciate seeing you here. And if this is your first time checking out my channel, welcome aboard. If you could do me a huge favor, click the subscribe button down below, like, comment, and or share this video, that'd be greatly appreciated. Today, we're going to do a very popular subject and one that has had multiple requests. How I make my labels. Stay tuned. So like I said, this video is being requested by a few different people, including but not limited to Ray Ford, Kushik, and a bunch of other different individuals. So I do appreciate the comments asking for this to be made. So here it is. Now we're going to go through my process of creating labels for travel atomizers that I either send out to different people, use for myself, or just add to my collection when I get different decants or bottles in. Now, the ones that we're not going to show the exact printing process is going to be this one right here, which is my 5 ml. This label right here is just a different size. It's very simple, very easy how you do them. The 10 mLs, my 17 ml, and my 30 ml are all the same size label. Depending on which one you want to use, you can pick your own sizes. I personally use gloss labels off the site. I believe they're 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch, but honestly, at this point, I can't remember what that exact sizes are. And these are my 17 mLs. Pretty cut and dry, very simple. They look good. And I like it to have it labeled so I know which decant I took the juice out of originally. So in this video, I'm going to show you the process of finding either an image online, pulling that image for your own personal printing, or if you just had your own image you want to add to any type of these things at all, we're going to go through those processes. One of the most important parts of this, though, is going to be when you select your image that you want to add to the template that you download from onlinelabels.com or from whichever vendor you use. I know some people use Avery labels, things like that. Make sure to leave a little extra room over the edges of the print area. That's called the bleed area. If you don't have color or the label extending onto that area, there's a good chance you'll have white printing on the label, and that might not be what you wanted to have. So let's get into this. So one of the first things you want to do is go to onlinelabels.com, and you want to pick out the size of the label that you want to go for. Now there are a ton of different sizes. I normally use 1.5 by 1.5, depending on which one of these labels you go for. They have squares, circles. You literally can pick the design. And then when you're on the page that you actually pick the design and or size for, you can download a template. The template's very useful. It makes it so it's pretty easy to use depending on what software you're using to create your labels. I use a Word template. And the reason I use the Word template is it's something that I have software on my computer where I can insert the photos and so on and so forth. Here's where I'm going to personally select the type of label that I personally want to buy. I have an inkjet printer, and I like the glossy labels. Now, sometimes these say glossy waterproof, things like that. That's normally the one I would select. And me personally, I do print a lot of labels, so I always buy them by 100 sheets per time because it does save you money overall between shipping and overall cost per sheet. So for me, 100 at a time is definitely the most cost effective. But if I'm going to get other sizes or like foil labels, things like that, I'll add 5 or 10 sheets of those at the same time to save on shipping. Now down here, it's going to show you roughly the templates that are available. As you can see, you have these different options, whether it's PDF, Word document, or whatever that top option is above. And you can download this to your computer. When you download it to the computer, make sure you save it somewhere where you know it's going to be. In my case, I normally would save it on my desktop or something like that, which in the end, works out pretty well for me. Now, in this case here, when you go to open the file, it's going to bring up this template for you. The template's pretty easy to work with. And what you want to do is you're going to go search the internet. In this case, it's Acqua di Gio. There's a couple of different options I have. If you want to find a really clear picture like this, right-click it, save photo as, and you want it to be a JPEG. I'm covering this here because my desktop information's on there, but you get the idea. When you save it to wherever you're saving the photos, make sure you keep it in a JPEG format, a PNG, something that's going to be able to be inserted later on in the software you're using. Again, these are all different options of photos you can use. Sometimes it's best to find a photo of a box in this case for YSL, YEDP. I like taking a snippet of that box, and we see how I crop it to put it into the actual document. It'll make more sense to you why I would save that picture versus just one of the bottle. Now again, the more clear, high resolution photos you find, the better. I'm going to use these basic labels right here and or these different random logos I searched for to insert as if I was using one of those photos. So I'm going to save this file as a JPEG in this case to my documents basically that I can go back to when I go into the template that's provided by onlinelabels.com. And that's going to make it so it's really easy to basically right click here. And I'm going to go up to the top here where it says insert. I'm going to insert an actual image. Now at this point I'm clicking that same picture I just saved on the screen previously. And I'm hitting OK or open. Once that opens, you're going to see it inserted here. I'm going to right click it and I'm going to send to the background. It's under the wrap option so that I can move this and it's behind the grid and it's not going to ruin the actual grid itself. Once I expand this so that there's no pixelization so it doesn't get stretched out too much, you'll see that I hit crop. When you crop it, you're making it so it's more of a square or more in the shape that you want it to be and outlining the areas that you want to make sure get printed to that label. Whenever you move this though, you're going to move it into the corner at this point and you want to go a little bit beyond the grid. The reason you do this is for bleed through. One of the most important parts of actually printing these are make sure you go a little bit on the outside of the actual template. That way there, when you go to print this, you don't have white lines everywhere, which will drive you absolutely nuts. You can even make it a little bit thicker. Me personally, I'm just a little bit picky, so I do it a certain amount each time. And then as you see, I'm copying and pasting to multiple of the open spots. So that when I go to print this, I'm going to actually get 8 labels printed at the same time. You don't need to do this. This is just what I do. And then I do save this thing to my desktop as well, just to make sure I have it for future usage, especially if I plan on printing the same labels in the future. When you go to print this though, make sure you select the printer you're using and then select the type of paper and the quality you want. If you're using photo glossy, make sure you select photo glossy. And if you're selecting highest quality, make sure you select highest quality. This label wizard I picked up on eBay. This is an example of some of the labels. The label wizard I picked up for, I think it was like 50 or 60 bucks. You basically lay it down, and I always line the label up on one of these specific lines. Depending on the size of my decants, I apply the piece of tape across the line at the exact same measurement on that ruler, and then I lay it across the face of the decant, applying my thumb, as you can see right here, to pressurize to make sure there's no air bubbles, so on and so forth, to make a nice clean seal. This is some examples of different labels I made in the past, just to give you an idea of what you can do with this simple printing and a little bit of focus. So that's a wrap. I hope the video does help you create some amazing labels for your own decants, whether it's for yourself, trading, or sharing, whichever way it's for. I hope this process really does help you. One of the most important parts, though, is if you create a label and you don't like the way it comes out, print another one. It really is okay. I know I get aggravated if I decide to put a label on that I wasn't 100% happy with in the end, when it would have only taken me a couple more moments or minutes to either readjust the image to make a better printout or whatever it might be. Again, one of the biggest keys is when you put the actual image on the template, make sure it covers a bleed area. A little thicker on the outside of the edges of where you expect to print will go a long way. It really will give you a better chance to have the best print opportunity. Select the right type of paper. If you have gloss, make sure it's gloss. If you have matte, make sure it's matte. And the best print quality is going to be your best option. Now, as far as the rest of the whole process goes, hopefully you have a really good time making these up for yourself. I know I have fun making them, and it's actually one of my favorite parts of the process. I will put a link down below to onlinelabels.com, as well as one of the sellers on eBay that sells that little thing I use to label the decants. I'll put a link down below for that thing as well. If you have any questions, throw them in the comments. If you try this out and it works great for you, throw in the comments. If you try it out and you need some more help, ask the questions in the comments. While you're there, throw a like on this video. If you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. And remember, if you're making the world a better place, just one spray at a time, then to me, you're just making sense. Until next time.